Jill, we have to go.
Yeah, Chris. I know.
Beginning countdown for self-destruct sequence.
We're out of time.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to Resident Evil Revelations. So we're continuing where we left off in the last video. Parker sacrificed himself so that Jill and Chris can escape the ship together and at least try to put a stop to the FBC's plans. It's an interesting story because it's basically like there's a term called a false flag, in which a company or government will essentially create a crisis in another place so that they can justify going in and basically taking care of that issue. And by doing so, they're able to kind of take over the government or take over the corporation. So in this case, the general, the director of the FBC, was trying to justify its existence because they already had the BSAA, which was union sanctioned, but the FBC was basically like a private company, and the world was like, we don't really need two companies that do the same thing. So he basically bribed the terrorist, Veltro, to infect Terra Grigia with hunters and the T-virus and all that, the T-Abyss virus, basically, to mutate everybody. And then he, the FBC, will come in and clear it up with their gigantic laser beam satellite. And by doing so, it would show the world that the FBC was a better organization than the BSAA, and that even though they were working together, you should call the FBC first and invest in the FBC first. So that's an example of like a false flag narrative, which is really interesting in a Resident Evil game.
Jill, this way!
Almost there, Chris.
Let's gut it!
Kurt here. Are you both good? I'll fly around to the foredeck. Hurry!
Even though we are this far into the game, like we're literally at the end game, I don't think I ever got the hang of dodging. And it's not for the lack of trying. Like, I just can't seem to get it. And sometimes I'll do it randomly and I'm like, all right, I think I got the hang. And then next instance, I get punched in the face. And I'm like, or maybe not.
Hurry! Almost there! about her later.
Previously on Resident Evil Revelations.
Hold it right there.
She's trying to activate the ship's self-destruct mechanism to destroy the evidence.
Self-destruct sequence initiated.
It appears my bright young assistant has made the last move. Now, have I made things clear to you?
Jessica!
I'm sorry, Parker.
See you guys.
Parker.
This is Hattrick. Do you read?
Extraction is not possible at this time. I'll execute a holding pattern. Patrick out.
What have they created?
We can do this, Chris.
Repeat. Unable to make an approach. Can you deal with that thing?
There's a target!
You mean that big-ass thing is being controlled by a parasite? God damn.
What can we do?
I dropped off some ammo for you.
Fire, Jill!
I dropped off some ammo for you.
I'm guessing this is the whale that they were talking about in the T-Abyss virus, the one that will basically grow and just keep growing because of the mutations and the fact that it has these like worms inside of it. Though I do feel like these worms are just mutated barnacles, because a barnacle is essentially a parasite. If you were to look at one, they have like these little openings in the middle where the barnacle's actual living organism lives. They just form this hard outer shell casing. And so whales and other animals that live in the ocean, like lobsters and stuff like that, can grow barnacles on them once if they pass through like an area where there are active spores, and it'll start to grow this hard outer shell, which we can kind of tell it kind of has like a hard outer shell. You see the encrusting around its middle and its face and the places where these worms are sitting at. And so I think that those worms are actually the inner parts of the barnacles, and we're essentially cracking the barnacles off of the whale to make it vulnerable that we can kill it with our rocket launchers, you know, or with our Gatling guns, because we're going to get Gatling guns in a moment. So that's a little bit of science for you. Just a smidge of science. Gross science, because barnacles are disgusting.
Is it over?
Incredible, both of you. I'll drop down a ladder. Come on up.
No, not yet. We can't let this thing roam free.
Agreed. Ready, Chris?
We can't hit it from here. Take us closer.
I can't. Too many bogeys.
Trust me.
Okay, fine. Hold on to your seats.
The thing with barnacles is that they are essentially parasites. There's no real reason why a barnacle exists. They hitch rides on larger animals that are in the ocean and just kind of use them to go from one place to another. And the thing with them is that if you ever had a dog or have seen stray dogs that have patches of fur missing because they've scratched them, that's essentially what's called mange, which is a small little skin parasite that basically burrows into the skin, makes it really itchy, and the dog or the cat will just scratch and scratch and scratch until that area loses its fur and is scabbed over. And how you get rid of it is that you use a parasitic wash to basically cleanse the area, and the animal has to take medication, and over time it will clear up the skin rash and the parasite will die. But for barnacles, there's no real medicine to get rid of them off of like sea creature. How you would get rid of them is that you would take basically like pliers or a scraper and you would just crack the shell and that pops them off. So essentially what we're doing is we're getting rid of all of the other barnacles or worms inside the barnacles. We're getting rid of them, the ones that have burrowed into this whale's skin after the mutation.
Did we kill it?
You know how to treat a girl, Kurt.
Aim for its mouth.
And that's all she wrote for the Zenobia.
It's me. What's happening?
On our way out, we lost Parker.
Jessica took the whole ship down. The FBC, well, Morgan. He was one step ahead of us the whole way.
Yes, I see. I hate to think this could all be a mistake. My mistake.
Come clean with us, O'Brien. Don't leave anything out.
All right. It all started 1 year ago. Right there in Terra Gricia.
hell?
Yes. They call it Terra Grigia.
This place won't last much longer.
Right. We should get to the command room.
There's hunters here too?
We have to hurry, your HQ.
So this is going to sound a little bit confusing, but this is actually part 1 of the Terra Grigia flashbacks. The one that we had earlier in the game was the second half of this flashback. I'm not exactly sure why they flipped it, but I'm guessing it's because there is some information that happens in the tail end of this flashback that basically kind of gives away a lot of the story. And so instead of having it at the beginning where you're like, whoa, that's crazy, wow, they have it at the end, because now that we've experienced the full scope of the story and what was going on, this flashback's ending will basically tie more things together for us a little bit, you know?
Damn these things.
Raymond! Jessica, help me!
Roger. No end to these things.
If we want to help the cadets, we have to get rid of them.
I think that's the last of them.
It's okay, I'll be fine.
You're hurt bad. Don't try to act tough. All right, somebody lend him a shoulder. Parker?
HQ has told you to leave.
But I can still fight.
You're not convincing me. Come on, grab on.
We can't pull out yet. There are civilians out there. We have to do something.
Heavily outnumbered. We have to regroup.
How did they pull this off with just a few dozen men? Who armed them? And the BOWs. These terrorists must be brought to justice. Blast it.
More.
It's all right. I can buy you some time. Go on without me.
You're too young to play hero. Earn some stripes before you get yourself killed. Not good. You're losing blood.
It's too dangerous to move. He needs immediate first aid.
We should be okay here.
The med unit's on the 4th floor. We might find something to bandage him up.
We'll be back, Cadet. Don't go anywhere.
Everything will be okay. All right, let's go, Parker. So, Parker, it's nothing new, but aren't you a little hard on the new guy?
You mean Raymond? The only way those guys will grow up is with a little towel snapping.
Okay, fine. Guys and your little games. And where do you think you're going? Just stick with me, okay? This way.
I don't know if it's just to prevent you from going further up the stairs, but there is a hunter that will appear around the 5th or 6th floor that essentially one-shots you if you go past the 4th floor. So I think that's just kind of to prevent you from going any further than you need to.
med unit should be down here.
Here we are. Just what I needed.
This should do for the meantime.
God, more hunters! If you can hear me, get back here now!
Raymond's in trouble. We have to go back.
I knew that hooking would be a pain in the ass.
Don't take it out on him. It's not his fault.
I'm surrounded! I don't know if I can...
Listen to me, Cadet. You are not going to die. I order you to stay alive. We're coming!
I wonder if you allow the hunters to get too close to Raymond in this sequence, if they will actively injure him and then kill him, and then we have to start the sequence over because he technically died.
Just leave the fighting to us. We'll show you how it's done.
All right. Safe and sound.
Now we can take care of our little cadet.
How bad are you hurt? All right, Cadet. Now you owe me one. Hey, I get it. You want justice served. No more heroics. End up getting the whole unit killed. Yeah. Welcome to the real world.
Yes, sir.
Okay. That should ease the pain.
I should be able to walk.
Then follow us. The elevator to the command room is right there.
Where are you, cadet?
Raymond, please, I understand that you are injured and that it is difficult for you to walk, but we are in a building that is infested by hunters, so please put some pep in your step, sir. Thank you.
Now?
Think about it. The delivery and dispatchment of these BOWs. It's too professional. And how did they manage to evade the FBC's vast intelligence network? It just doesn't add up. Unless somebody wanted this to happen.
Cadet, you're stepping out of bounds. We're not here to investigate this thing. We're here to resolve it.
But everything I've said, it's sound.
Close by. Just keep our cadet alive.
I know you're hurt, but try to keep up, cadet.
Take care of this. Cadet, you'll find shelter in the command room. On my way.
That should be the last of the hunters.
I would hope so. Let's hit the command room.
Yes, I understand, and I can hear you just fine. That is simply splendid news. Everything is in perfect order. Enjoy the rest of the celebration on the Queen Dido, Norman.
Morgan, you intended for the virus to break out on our ship? Well, we've certainly been had.
I'm not done yet. You still have an important purpose. The ship serves as a controlled environment, and the data on your mutation will serve a venerable purpose.
The boldness of your self-absorbed ambitions is impressive. I am always disgusted by what you Americans can dream up.
I will take that as a compliment.
We knew that you could end up being a liability. So we've kept video records of all of our interactions. If they go public, your life is finished.
You may do as you please. Use of the satellite has been approved. The new virus will be completely eradicated.
You bastard!
Full soon shall thou be where thine eye shall answer make to thee of this, seeing the cause which reigneth down the blast.
Okuju. Jessica has escaped. We were so close.
Hey, sorry, Raymond. You were right all along. Thank God somebody was on top of things.
Don't be so hard on yourself, Parker. Now it's my turn to save you. Come on. We're getting out of here.
That's the spirit, Cadet.
Raymond realized that Morgan was not who he seemed, so we set this trap together. The whole Veltro Revival Act.
The mountain hideout, and the coordination of the ships. All to put heat on Morgan? But sir, couldn't you have at least told us?
I couldn't risk it. Not with a mole inside the BSAA. My apologies.
All that work, in both the Zenobia and the Semiramis.
Yeah, I know. But I haven't given up yet. Keith and Quinn, they've left us with an ace in the hole. The data analysis they sent us, the results are in.
Well, what were they?
We assumed Veltro made use of 2 sister ships in the Terra Grigia panic. But there was a third.
The final queen. Previously on Resident Evil Revelations.
Come clean with us, O'Brien. Don't leave anything out.
Everything is in perfect order. Enjoy the rest of the celebration on the Queen Dido, Norman.
Raymond realized that Morgan was not who he seemed. So we set this trap together. The whole Veltro Revival Act.
The mountain hideout, and the coordination of the ships. All to put heat on Morgan?
But I haven't given up yet. They've left us with an ace in the hole.
Final queen.
Yes, Queen Dido. She's been resting on the ocean floor since that day.
Which means we'll find her.
The Terra Grigia.
Exactly. We have a responsibility to see this mission through. O'Brien out.
FBC, everybody freeze! Put your hands in the air!
Morgan Lansdale.
We're taking this show over. The BSAA is hereby under the direct supervision of the FBC. Clive R. O'Brien, you are under arrest for collaborating with the terrorist organization Veltro.
Chris, chill. You're our only hope.
There it is.
Remains of Terra Grigia.
And the Queen Dido.
Approaching drop-off point. That's the Queen Dido. The third queen.
So yeah, this is why the flashback is here, because Raymond overhears a conversation, either part of the conversation or the full conversation between Veltro leader and the director of the FBC, and he thinks, at first, he probably thinks that the FBC is basically trying to negotiate with Veltro for their arrest, but we come to find out, you know, over the course of the game, that the director of the FBC is the one who orchestrated the attack on Terra Grigia. So, as Lansdale said, Raymond and him worked together to orchestrate a trap to essentially catch the director in the lie that he told the world, so that he can be arrested for his crimes.
I wonder if those corpses on the beach were Veltro. Something's still alive.
Careful, you won't be able to fight them off underwater. This door's got an electric lock on it.
I hope the emergency power still works.
The wires are all pulled apart. I'll fix them.
Okay, I'll see if I can get the power going.
We're getting close to the end of the video, so I want to go ahead and say my goodbyes now. So we are essentially in the end game. There's only one video left, which is episode 10. And with that, we will finish this one. Like I said at the beginning, I'm more than likely going to record myself playing through like Dino Crisis over the break, and then I start releasing those episodes in January. I don't think it's going to take me very long to get through Dino Crisis. And then afterwards, it's going to be like Resident Evil 5. And then after Resident Evil 5, we're going to do another game that's not a Resident Evil game. I haven't decided yet. I might do Silent Hill 2 because I kind of want to play that. And then after that, we do Resident Evil 6, which should take us through like the end of the summer, which should take us through the summer till the end to complete. Because like I said, I'm only doing one scenario. I'm not doing all of them. I'm just doing one. So with that being said, again, thank you so much for joining us, and I will see you in the next one. You have a good day. Bye.
That was close.
Okay, let's move in.
There's still air. Who's that? He hasn't been dead for long.
He's FBC.
There's something in his hand.
What have they created?
We can do this, Chris.